everybody and say good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Thursday evening. It's 10 p.m. It's Richelieu on the meetup. What kind, everybody? I hope you're good. I hope you had a great week. You know me. I'm looking at my machine trying to figure out now, can these people hear this music? Because I ended up last week I was dancing to myself, and I'm not really great at the dancing anymore. I used to kill it before. I was out there. And Craigie G before me, yes, it's just coming with the crackers, bro. Because I always have something I want to talk about. But Craigie G came with those, not those tracks that remind you of a time. I just reminds you of a time when when all those jams are cracking. I have to go everywhere in a taxi. Well, not in a taxi. I have to go in a kumbi. The kumbi is different from a taxi, right? I have to buy in a taxi. That time you're dressed up in, I swear, I actually wear All Stars, weirdly enough. I wear Nikes, but then I wore All Stars to fit in. All Stars, gray Levi Fluff, Pointer, or Scotford, or BVD, Caravans, in a taxi. No, one time I was going to the Joel, I couldn't find the gel, right? And I put Wella, not Wella, Amla oil. I looked in the house. I don't know why there was Amla oil in the house, but I found the Amla oil and I put Amla oil on my hair, and I jumped in the. And the thing is, my brothers left me. When you go into town and all the people jump. So we all used to go as a crew, right? And then the others left me. So I was kind of late, rushing. Couldn't find gel there. Because you go find the drawer with a dry puff. Yeah, I found the amla oil. I put on it. And the thing is, the amla oil, it's thin, right? You put amla oil on your hair, it doesn't do anything to your hair. It just comes on your forehead. You know what I'm saying? So you got like that shiny amla oil look. I just jumped in any taxi. I jumped in a taxi. The taxi is going down through the new section there. I'm going out. Hey, while when you're chilling in the taxi, I started getting that smell. That amla oil smell. Because when you're rushing, you don't really notice, right? You're rushing. You're trying to get somewhere. You're getting your thing. You're getting out the house. You're spraying. What you used to spray back in the day? What's that? Remember that box with the Davidoff with the toucan on the thing? Put the toucan on the box, the Davidoff. I put the Davidoff, the cool water on. Jump in a taxi, you can't smell none of that shit. You only smell that strong amla oil. I'm looking around in the taxi like, who's banging like amla oil? Then I'm like, brah, it's me. When you find the show, because now the whole time on the way to town, I'm doing this. You just plus I have to carry a hanky, right? I still carry a hanky because old school. But I'm rubbing the whole time to town. I'm just rubbing my cup, just rubbing. Then you're getting the joel now, and it's hot, and it's concentrates. Then you start sweating now because you're busy dancing to woolly boots, whatever. Now it just gets worse. Yeah, brah. Like I hammed the joel. Like, I'll never eat the amla oil ever again. So this week, what happened? The SABC wants us to pay. SABC wants us to pay for Netflix. That's the weirdest shit ever because, like, I'll be honest, I clocked DSTV in 2020. I clocked it, I think, in Feb, just before lockdown. During lockdown, I went back and I got all the bonus stages. You know what I mean? Afrikaans channels, the cartoons. But before that, I already clocked it. SABC, I clocked SABC in 1999. I remember I just moved to Joburg, and that's time I never get adjusted to the Joburg life, right? So I used to chill in the flat. There's a day, my bra, chill in the flats on a Sunday evening and watch your Texas Walker, right? Every Sunday I was there. The eyes of the ranger, the unsuspecting stranger. You know that one? When you're in Texas, look behind you. I was live, right? And then the one day I could see that this shit's gonna end, right? And I had panic attacks, but I could see, I'm like, no, Walker's not gonna make it. This is the end of the series. Then I was like, what are they going to do? What are they going to do now? Because now there's no more Walker. What's going to happen to Sunday TV? And then they easily reassured me. The following, like, as soon as the last episode of the last season ended, they just brought the Nimrod voice back. The Nimrod voice assured me. He just said, you saw how it ended. I was like, yes. Now see how it began. They did. The following week, they hit us with season 1, episode 1, all over again. Walker wasn't even the Texas Ranger that time. It was just a carol. You just used to walk around the Kali. So this week, I'm actually excited. I'm in a good mood. That's why I came in with the house music. I normally come with the slow jams. I came in with the house music a little bit. I'm just a bit lighter because I'm going to perform this weekend for the first time since March, which is the longest time I've performed in front of people since 2007. This is the longest period I haven't stood on a stage and spoken to people. So I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to expect. Like whatever day here is going to be my first time hearing it as well. So it's going to be crazy. I don't know what's going to happen. So with that, I got my brother that I'm about to bring on. And then my fro said to me earlier, she said, everyone that you bring on the show is your brother. But what she doesn't understand is that every O that I bring on here so far has been my brother. This O yeah made a lot because he stood out the most because this O is my bra because when you got a bra, he does things that are bra. You get like bra level things, right? So when my friend was in Durban, I used to travel up and down for like 2 years. And when I would come back to Joburg, he'd pick me up at the airport, me home, reach home safely. If not, he'd meet me at home on the same day that I landed because I had like 9 in the evening, whatever. He'd come with a full fucking chicken hot from the Nando's with the rolls, with the salads. He's my bra. I'll never forget this, bro. And I'm gonna introduce him now. He's sitting in the waiting room. Let me see. Let's make some noise for my boy. Let me do the sound effects first, and then I'll bring him on, right? Because I'm not DJ Sanks. I'm just Richelieu. I just do it normal. Let's make some noise for my boy. It's wait. Clap, 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 clap.
Oh, what's happening, Mr. B?
Away, my man. What you say, cuz?
I'm right in you, bro. Thank you for finally having me on. See?
Yes, it's once a week, so you know what I'm saying. It's pretty. It's pretty. How are you answering?
Yeah.
You saw your head's straight.
It just felt like it because also the image I see here is inverted. So now when I do this, it goes the other way.
Yeah, so you try to scratch your face. You're scratching the wrong side of your face. So welcome, bro. This is the meetup. This is basically a room full of colored people from Durban. Some from Australia.
Happening here. Walking around the gully. Talisha's in the back. Away, Talisha.
Yeah, there's Jeremy's. There's my sissy there, Talisha. There's Theo. There's Mandy. These are all the people. People, I want you to please do me a favor and click share because the algorithms are messing around because they're trying to get rid of us as a thing, so they don't show our lives on the feed. So if you click share, at least the live can go through. So if you're in the house, click share because this is a talk show. So how you been, bruh? I saw you last week, so you were like my first human being that I saw since lockdown started. How you been?
And even when you were nervous, I could see because other people are in the world living like the thing is gone. Like since level 1, they're like, no, there's no more corona. We're hugging each other, we're kissing. Then because you have to still have that little bit of nervousness. We can't just be up in each other's business again. So I've been good, bruh. I can't complain, man. It's been like those first 21 days were chaos, bruh. I didn't know what was going on. You just because there's no certainty. Like we didn't know where we were going, how long we were going to be on lockdown. It was the roughest time, but we made it through. We are here. We survived, and I haven't been on stage yet, and I'm actually afraid because you asked me to be on with you on Saturday, and then I turned it down. Nah, man, I've also just changed my focus a little bit. So I still want to do the comedy, but I need to. Cause what this thing made me realize is that comedy can end, bruh. 80% of my income was determined or derived from live performance, and then it stopped for 6 months. So yeah, the nice thing is it forced me to change the focus a little bit.
So you've been a model. I saw a lot of pictures of you posing. So you're a model now. Is that your new thing? Like you are?
Never does, bro. Never. I then posted a picture. I'm on social media so little. I posted a picture last week and Tat said, yo, he's alive. That was his comment. Because I avoid the socials. So
You mustn't believe Tats though. Tats, because don't you feel that the president deserts us now? When last did you meet up with fellow South Africans? Fellow South Africans is gone now, bro.
The last time I even looked out for it was when he came with that immediate effect stories. Then I was like, I don't have time for this guy anymore. This is
exactly.
No, but he bounced,
like, literally.
He just waited for us to make those pictures of him, Captain South Africa. Then I was like, I did what I needed to do. I'm out. Let me go count my monies.
You know, it's good. Like when your pali, like when your pali gets like you get visitors and there's a whole lot of lights or whatever, then your pali says, just go play by yourselves. And every now and again, he just opens the door just a little bit. He just looks there. She's all right. No one died yet. Okay,
Yeah. And
no one's
when they
playing with the
hear one
club.
of the lights scream, they first sit to see if the scream's going to stop. They don't go check immediately because now
Hey,
you
bruh.
end up involved. Now,
Hey, bruh.
he's exactly that.
That's exactly. And the thing is, I was that lighty. You know, when they do that shit and all the palis in the lounge topping, I used to take the
Yeah.
people's lights out, the light bulbs out the top, and all that. Like climb on the bed and take off the light bulb and come to the lounge. Hey, there's no lights in the room. But Dom, because when they come, there's really no light bulb in there.
At that time, what do they use to smoke the light bulb? I don't know. That wasn't a thing because you were too young.
I was too young. And Cat only came out afterwards. Sugars,
Did you?
Cat, I don't know. I don't know all these top end drugs. For me, if you need to buy foil,
far from top end, my friend.
That's preparation. If you need to get a light bulb or candle,
you have to buy it also.
Yeah. Now I used to think in people's houses checking out their lights like, yo, there's so got a top light bulb outside. I'm gonna eat it later like a bong.
Eating those fluorescent tubes like one of those, you know, that.
Then you rock up, gents, chick, yeah.
It's lytic, see?
So you've been literally also chilling. I've been chilling. Last week I tried to get you on. You were lit. You couldn't make it. You went to you're doing a wine tasting. You're doing an online wine tasting. What was going on last week, bro?
Yeah, so you know Dan Nickel, he's a big wine fan. So he had this like online wine tasting thing with Niederberg. He had like a Zoom thing with one of their wine masters, and they sent us 3 bottles of wine that we were all gonna taste, and it was a whole conversation. And you know, wine is not my thing, bro. So I learned about cold pressing and the difference between oak and steel barrels, just in terms of the flavor and how long it.
The tannin.
Yeah. And then because I'm not a wine drinker, 3 glasses of wine, my friend. You know, I also wasn't pouring because I'm here at home.
And you went
so you don't pour like you at a wine tasting. Yeah. I can't spit. I'm in my room. I must walk here just now. I will not be impressed. Who's gonna clean it? I'm gonna clean it.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Now you wake up, it's just ants, drunk ants here on the floor.
But those wine drinks. Because I remember I went to a wine. I actually stayed at the Spear Farm, right? And they caught us, but so I stayed there. And when we were there, you know, you do the wine tasting, and then they gave us like these platters. So you get options. You get like the 200 rand. You can do the 400 rand, whatever. So we obviously went for like the middle to top because you want to taste everything, right? And then they give you all their wines, and then they got like this one wine is that like, this is our signature Boichi. This is the one. So like, after they've given you 19 glasses, half a glasses of this thing, they come with the now. But you know, you can taste this thing. When you eat a sip, you're like, yo, out of all those things, this is the one. Yeah. They're like, so should we get to send you a bottle to your room? They're like, yeah, definitely. Do not hesitate.
And that bottle is more than a whole wine experience.
Yo, but it's like 800 rand.
For a bottle of wine.
And I still got that bottle. I always look at it and like, this reminds me of how not to be gullible to the situation. This is the lesson. It's not just a bottle of wine.
Yeah, you must pass it down to your lighties. At your lighties 21st, you give him a key, you give him that bottle of wine. Like my lighty, I've learned things in my life. Don't get caught up. Must know yourself.
Hey, Barbara, because that would be like I couldn't stop laughing. It was probably because of the wine and also because of how I got robbed in broad daylight. You know, because after I went in a shower, I felt normal, and now I was like, yo, that was hectic. Then I look, I'm like, plus because I first went on the vineyard. You see, I went on the vineyard on the Segway, right? And I was like the boss of. I was literally the boss. I was acting away so much on the vineyard that this one lady started getting asthmatic, and then the O came to me. He's like, "I can see that you got leadership qualities. You lead the."
You will buy. I'm gonna go fetch an anti-ventilator.
I'm on the front in the bush in a vineyard with like 4x4 tires on the Segway. And I'm like, everybody, don't lag behind. If you got any problems, just feel free to come tell me. These are the grapes we use for the pinotage. We plant them annually. So I got back to the thing. I was already feeling like, you know what, this is my shit.
Yeah,
and then
in the vibe.
And they got me.
No. Wine disrespects you, man. Like it surprises you also. Like you can't have as many glasses of wine as you can rum, which is a weird thing. Like it doesn't make sense. You should be able to have more wine than rum. I feel like the ratios don't measure up. I don't know why.
Because the wine is like 17%, 14% or something.
Exactly. Now you're coming with like a 38% something, and wine is tramp, but you don't dash wine. But even when because during lockdown, there was that period where there was no talk, nothing was happening. I had to open, because I had a 5 liter. I went to some event, they gave me a 5 liter Magnum of some red. No, what is it called? I can't even remember. Then I did that. Bra, I made sangria for me and my friend for a week with that one, bro. Just eating a sangria every now and again, like the auras, just chilling in the fridge.
Dude. Oh. No, I drank a lot of wine. I promise you, this lockdown, I drank wine, bro, for days, because I found out, that there's a connect at the vineyard. So I was getting these cases, like a 6 case. So I said, right, this is gonna last me. First day it comes, bro. Say 1 bottle. If I say next bottle, then I'm tuning to now. We need to slow down here with the things. Because I drank all my whiskey. You see, because you know the gift packs, I'm drinking the gift packs, right? I drank my gift packs, and I have this one. It's like a special reserve, not the Glenmorangie, I think it was, but it's a special whatever. And I paid like 6 clips or something for that thing for the Christmas. But I thought, I'll drink the bottle, and after lockdown, I'll replace the bottle. But I know how much the bottle is now. 3 grand. Then I'm like
looking at your empty bottle when you come home, you're like,
hey, I was upset. I'm like, it tasted like a 3 grand. Because I drank it like a 5 clips bottle. Now I'm like, yes, bruh.
With lemonade.
No, the thing is, I've got this thing that I want to drink like on TV. Have you seen on TV? When I walks into the room, he just goes drink, and the person says yes. He just takes a bottle. Actually, doesn't take a bottle. Takes a canter. He takes a whiskey glass. He gives each one to take a whiskey glass. And they just start drinking. They don't put ice. Don't put dash. They just drink, bruh.
No, but that's all American TV, bruh. All American things. Everyone, even the lighties, like everyone is just doping. No dash, no ice. This, bruh, I look for those things. I can't think of one show or movie
where they dash.
I saw them go, can I have rum and coke? They just like, I want to drink. Drink just arrives. Whatever it is, they just eat it. That's when you know it's gonna be a fun night. Like, man, I was gonna go fight someone just now.
Like the Cowboys. And the Cowboys are the boss. The Cowboy just says to me, give me that bottle. He opens it. Like, what is this, bro? It's a special select. This has just been the brown bottle. You don't know what's inside it. There's no label.
Hey, this is the dishwashing liquid. The hand sanitizer. The esophagus is so spotless out there.
Yeah, bro. So like last week was my first time social drinking, literally since March, bro, when I was chilling with you, and it's hard to stay safe, bro, when
the drinking.
And you want to talk, you want to have a conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
you want to like
have your mask and your drink, so it has to come down. Yeah.
The whole time.
Why is hanging out a bottle of your mask here?
Yeah. Check this here. It's not true. Don't even pull your faces on that first. So for real, let us go.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they become violent. That's very evident. They shoot everyone in the bar because now
Yeah.
he's just there topping out the bottle.
Because they're
The
burning, yeah. They don't know if they're sad or angry or just they have heartburn. It's just on fire down your chest.
And you must remember the man all pulled in on a horse. You pulled into the place on a horse, so you got there's a lot of things going on in your life. You got no time to worry about.
Yeah. Must
You got no
also
time
wait
to
for
worry
your
about.
one ear to drop back down into the sack.
bro.
Because you must know it's just eating like that for
Yeah.
days, bro. You just hear.
Yeah.
How to loosen up.
As soon as you get off the horse, you slam an Eno outside. Shaking. Like Gaviscon was stamping, bro. Like I was
the swig of Gaviscon.
Yeah. Like before you go somewhere, I was like, bro, you eating a curry, you on a chow? He's like, nah, I can't chow a curry, bro. I'm riding.
Yeah.
I'm riding.
Yo, that curry powder is just up and down, up and ooh.
I'll sleep wherever I am. I'll just stay there.
They
only throw me out the window.
They only chow beans and rabbits. Those are also only chow beans and rabbits. Yeah.
So I don't know where they got sausage from.
Rabbit sausage from the leftover rabbit from last night's supper. Made sausage for breakfast.
Sitting around a campfire. This is a mighty good rabbit leg.
Have you chowed rabbit from KZN?
I have chowed rabbits. I never chowed snake. I tell you what, everybody says it tastes like chicken. Everything tastes like chicken. I chowed shark.
Do you think that chicken just has no flavor, and then every time you're not sure, then you're just like, nah, it's chicken?
I know this for sure. You know how you know chicken got no flavor? Because you can do anything to it. You can have sweet chicken, curry chicken, tandoori chicken. You can have chicken on the braai. But there's no other thing that you can do so much things to and it still tastes lekker. That means there's no base flavor. It's just standard. And then whatever you put on top, that's the flavor of chicken.
Yeah, the spice. So
like
it's like eating a piece of paper.
Exactly. You put bats on that paper, it tastes lekker.
It's a sandwich. You can't toast it though.
But seriously, like I can't chow chicken if I made it. Do you know if I open? Because that smell that original smell you get when you open chicken from the packaging, no matter what I do to it after that, when I pick it up and I start biting it, I can still get that smell. That's why I'm like, there's an from Australia. There's an Australian in the house. G'day, mate.
Is that Alistair?
Yeah, it's from the Aussie. G'day.
Oh, we Alistair. Yo, how long has he been in Australia?
He's been here for long, but I know him from Greenwood Park, from the fields. He's from Durban, so he's probably still talks the old slang. Let me say that. He still says stuff like pures and yummy.
Oh, it's something else just popped up on my screen. Yeah, can you still see me? I'm gonna close this.
I can still see perfectly. Yeah, no. As long as you don't close your thing. There's there 14 years.
14 years.
Yeah, he doesn't remember the slang. He doesn't even know where to walk in Durban anymore without getting tired.
Yeah. Is there a place like that where you can walk in Durban and not get tired?
Yeah, that's where he's from, Greenwood Park.
Okay. I was actually watching a video of a brother shot a hijacker in Durban somewhere. Did you see that? I don't know if it happened today.
I think it was yesterday. I haven't seen the video, but I only saw the picture. Send me the video.
No, it was on Facebook, bro. I saw those things and then, I smack when the criminals get it, man.
Okay.
And it's not too visual. Like you just behind the car and then you just see the bra drop and the other two run away. And you're like, now you lost
the oldest needs a swig of whiskey and rode off into the sunset.
Yo. Hey, hijacking must have been easy back in the day, though. Cowboys.
Yo, bro.
Because you just had all your stuff in those bags on the back of your horse.
Yeah. You must watch The West. I was watching a thing called The West, but Robert Redford's The West. Deep. Imagine how it was like this. You go to the bar, just get an Uber horse, just jump in the back. Home, Sally.
But
You
now,
wake
how
up,
do you, now you must they
your
send you
flow
a
doesn't
picture
wake
of
you up
the
with your
horse. This is your horse. Now you just there. What if there's a gift horse parked outside? Now you're looking the gift horse in the mouth also. Then you're just like, guys, no man. Why are you looking the gift horse in the mouth? But now I'm trying to find my Uber. I didn't know.
As soon as you get on, so how long have you been an Uber?
Nay. You do this often? Nah.
That's a side job.
What do
The
you do
latest
as a
video I
side
took
job?
was I got a video today of what's it outsurance. His throw caught him trolling. You saw that video.
Hey, dude, I got that video earlier. I worry about those
Yeah.
videos. Like, I don't even. Because that thing is like, I personally believe what's happening in your home, that's your business. You and your wife must sort those things out. I don't
Yes.
know why. I don't know how it happened. I don't know how it came out. But I'm just like, why have we become these people where everything that happens in your life must be on social media? Like,
Bro,
it's not.
imagine if throw caught you open and you talking to her like this, yeah. So now tell me what happened?
Why are you
You
recording? Can we
he
do
never
this
said that.
without- No, I know.
He didn't
You didn't.
I'm saying he didn't even say that. Like he didn't even go, what's with the camera? Like, this is our life.
But you can see there's something that happened previously before she's decided to say, okay, now
Yeah.
you can.
You know what? You know what I
Because-
saw there? There's a lot of clues. There's a lot of clues. He was escaping. He was trying to go out because see, she made sure he's in the
But then-
gown. See, he's in a gown, so he
Yeah.
can't really escape. The door behind him and the gate are completely and
Locked.
solidly locked, and that's where he's standing at the door. And then she says to him,
Yes.
"You said, calm down," which means he said, "Because I'm out of here." Oh no, the door's locked. Oh no, now she got a phone out. And no, the old made a life decision very quickly. That was like if
Bruh.
that is the quickest life decision ever. Make your decision. Don't just wait like this. Yeah, 1, 2. Give it 2 beats and come with. Give it 2 beats and come with the answer. You just wait 1, 2. All right, cool. I'm naming names.
Yo, and now, hey, that's so heavy. That's so heavy. Oh, right. Hey. You know what scares me about things like that? Like that is a whole different situation. But it's so crazy for me how that's what people are. That's the stuff that gets the hype. Is the stuff that's pulling people down. The minute you're in trouble as a celebrity, as the minute you've done something wrong, people jump on that bandwagon, bruh. Everybody's on. Yeah.
Find your partner. Yes, see. That is a that thing we call trust issues.
I've raised my bro. If you go to before we are Chola started, but I was like, if you go to what is it, Cheetahs? I'm like, before you go there, the moment you go there, you already don't trust me. Then what are we doing together? Same. If I go to Cheetahs to say, hey, follow my bro, check what she's doing, then why am I even going there? Then I must just go to her and say, check her, I don't trust you, I'm out. Blah.
Yeah.
Like,
but you see, Cheetahs, their whole model is based on sensationalism because they don't give us stats about how many people they went and they were like, oh, no, this guy's actually a really hard-working guy. He goes to work, he works late, he comes home late.
He didn't want to tell you he works in a drive-through at McDonald's on weekends. He didn't want to let you. Yeah. See that ring? Bry's washing rooms as we speak. No.
You can actually go right now. We can catch you watching rooms right now by the mall. Come, let's go.
Yeah. No. Because they want to see you making cack. Hey, man. That's why I don't social media also, bro. I'm just like, there's too much of that bandwagon jumping. And what's
Yeah, for real.
important this week and what's important next week are different things. Today we're all together. Next week everyone's fighting. At some point, race must be thrown in. Then I'm just like, there's a whole pandemic. I don't need to be stressing about all of this cock.
Chit, you can even be registered by somebody else on the Go Find You app. It's problems all the way.
So how do people know that it's your girlfriend or your boyfriend that's registering you on the app? Because if I just want to follow you, I can register you and say, nah, I'm Richelieu side piece when he's not a this pro. You know, like how do you monitor who?
Yeah,
Like what?
maybe they put the location on the phone or something like that. I don't know. Like I had a brother. There's a brother used to do random shit like that, bro. Every time he starts his car would send an SMS to his insurer and his girlfriend, and it tells you where the car starts at every time. But every time the car starts is by a specific address. Then I'm like,
no.
that didn't end well for him.
No. God, hey. And there's too much access to all of our things in this world, man. It's like, because I've also just come to the point where I'm like, everybody knows where I am right now. My phone is here. I'm like, I'm gonna get all types of messages because now the things we spoke about here that my phone's been listening to, you know, when you scroll through your Facebook tomorrow,
you got
cowboys, tomorrow, like horse.
That's bad, man. That kills me, brother. The thing just knows what you were thinking about, and then sometimes it makes you like, I don't want to be a part of this AI type of scheming. And because I could know, but like sometimes you don't even have the conversation. You just think about it, and you open your phone. You're like, oh, how does it know?
It's happened to me a few times. You think back about, did I maybe mention it to somebody? Did I?
Yeah. Bruh.
It's hell.
I wonder how this old Cliffy. And last saw him, we were like 9 years old. I wonder where in the world is he? And next day, wake up, ding, ding. Cliffy has invited you. You're like, what? What is this going on here?
Yeah. Plus, how do they know which Cliffy? Again.
Exactly. There's so much going on.
You might know. Like,
yo, that's the worst. I have people that I know, but I don't want to know them. But I do know them.
My guy. There's many people. Sorry.
Should I play a song? You think I should play a song before we continue conversations? Let's see if anybody's here that can vote. Do you want to listen to a song or you don't listen to our conversations? I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to answer. I've got nice music. If you want a song.
What video? Was it about the guy? I saw because you see, I'm talking about that video in KZN of the brother. That thing's crazy, bro.
Oh, I'm not sure which one she's talking about because she's a journalist, so she could literally be talking about any video in the world.
Oh yeah, she's talking about things that's happening now while we're talking there's real things happening in the world.
Okay, there's a vote for conversations. We won't play music.
What kind?
So, you must go watch that video of Snoop Dogg and him talking to this guy that says the N-word. He says my nigga, and he says, I'm not saying nigga, I'm saying nigga with the A, not with the E-R. You must watch it.
Oh,
like you said, nigga. You must watch it. It's like it's the funniest thing ever. I'll send it to you after this. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And he's like a old white bally, bruh. And he's like,
my friend was telling me about the video. Yeah.
It's funny. But she was the one I watched the original, but I watched the one where Snoop is watching it with what's his name? Jamie Foxx. So you check the reactions to the thing, it makes it even funnier. I'll send you that one day. It's hilarious, bruh.
Yeah, that sounds dope. The internet is full of funny things. Oh, the outsurance one. That's what Stella's talking about.
Yeah, change it, I think. Go from now he's going to his new insurer. But at least, he got enough matcha. He was going around in a helicopter. He was doing a lot of things.
You know how much it costs to follow a helicopter, bro? It's like almost 1,000 rand to fill your car. Can you imagine you got the 50,000 liter?
And that's not normal BP or engine. That's not your BP or engine. You
can't get 95. You must get 116.
That'd be funny, right? Like a hustling helicopter owner just standing out there with a garage. So give me 25 gallons of your cheapest gear.
When you put a juice in and the needle doesn't even move, it just lands it.
Just don't try to run the oil. Just to run the oil.
We don't want the blades to go flat. I'm just gonna.
Away, Alistair, shot for popping in, bruh.
I'm just waiting for my Uber horse. Always shot, Alistair. Alistair, you must tell us some of that popo lip stuff. I don't know.
Oh, the popo lips. Hey, the people love the popo lips. It's my Australian product. It's the soap, the sword, the Wonder soap. That's my one. The Wonder soap. The boss. Bear. That is his name. I even forgot we called him Bear back in the days.
Who's that? Alistair.
Yeah. So Roland Makazi. 2 bears. There's needed one more and Goldilocks was gonna rock.
Don't ever go to the house for breakfast.
The body just either hot, it's cold.
Sometimes it's blacker.
Let's talk about comedy, bruh. So if all the dudes that have come on thus far have been comedians. I have plans to switch up the art, but I'm closer to comedy. I like comedy more. What made you want to do comedy? What was your first thing? What made you? When you were how old? When you were where? When was the first time that you said I want to do comedy?
Dude, I think the first time I said I want to do comedy, I don't even know, because my flop is I've always been that just jokes and talks cock and laugh, like always, primary school, high school. So later in life, like high school, university, my brothers used to started telling me I need to get on stage. And at that time, I was watching a lot of comedy. I was at the underground. But I think the first time, the actual first time I got on stage was like 2007, 2008, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did 2 spots at the underground in like a month, and then just stopped until Jay and I started again in 2011.
Okay, so the underground, for those who don't know, the underground is like we had Mojack on. Mojack spoke about the underground. The underground was in Melville. It is one of the dopest 20 rand. You didn't get paid. It was for the love of comedy, for real. You got paid like 4 rand.
No, I was hard open spot. I never saw money. I got excited when they charged me the student fee to go in, because it was 30 rand a ticket, but if you had a student card, it was 20 rand. Then after the first time Jay and I performed, they were like, nah. Tef still said to Karen, don't worry, these guys performed last week, you can charge them the student fee. Then I was like, not even gonna let us in. We were fired that first night. Yeah. I think the proper considered comedy was 2011. Was the first time that I decided. And I just like making people laugh, man. That's all.
So you were consuming comedy? Was it somebody, or like who were you consuming that, like before you started? Like, were you a Richard Pryor guy? Were you watching David Cow?
Yeah. So like I watched Richard Pryor. What was Richard Pryor and what was that other brother? They used to do those movies. Like that's where I initially started enjoying comedy. Then my pali used to watch the Eddie Murphy, Raw, Delirious, that stuff got me hooked.
Right.
And then I started going to the underground. Because then for a long time, I never looked at comedy, never saw comedy. I think till late in high school, like standard 8, 9, started going to the underground and watching comedy, grade 11. Yeah.
And that's when you saw John. And John will blow your mind, bro, because John's there every week and he's always different and he's always fresh. And it looks like he's just doing.
Like he just woke up and got up and decided, okay, this is what I'm going to talk about. Or didn't even decide. He just on the stage looked around and said, okay, I'm going to talk about this. And just used to go in. And that's what killed me. Because him and Joey Rasdin were the first two people I saw do live stand-up, like outside of the comedy club. And dude, that style of theirs made me believe that if you've got the just inherent talent, you don't have to write jokes. When I started in 2011, I told people I'm being known as the bra who never does the same joke twice. Then I did the same jokes for 6 years. because you said to me, yeah, you saw me at Chit, and then you're like, yeah, there's something there, but bro, you need jokes. That was the first night I met you. You didn't even waste time. You didn't even know me. It's like, I don't come try your cock here. You need jokes. Yeah.
That day was crazy because, but you see, for me, that's like our own life. Like when I started doing comedy, I was also the same. I was like, I'm not going to do the same bit twice. I only started doing repeating bits when I came to Josie, but so the first 2007, 2008, the first 3 years of comedy, we did a show a month, so I had enough time to kind of prep, I would say. But I used to come with new material, new ideas, because it was all about me and all about the scenario and where we lived. So when I came to Joburg, I had to readjust, you know what I mean? Because I had to try and figure out how to communicate to people who firstly don't speak slang like I do, who aren't used to how I sound. Like there was too much other technical parts for me to worry about now in my mind and still try and be funny on top of that. So, and that was, for me, that was the hardest part. Yeah, the hardest part was trying to take what I already know works and then trying to translate it out of slang and like, yo, I say yesterday I was in the shop, yo, I met somebody too. That's how I used to tell comedy.
I walked to the store and I met these two young ladies. Now you're fully in this mode.
Yeah, and it took me a while to figure out how to do the thing. And then when I eventually figured, okay, I can bring you into my world, and then when you're inside, then we'll both go on the journey together, which is where I kind of got eventually. And then I saw you, I think you and Jay together, right? You were both performing at Chit that day, or was it just you?
Yeah,
both of you. Yeah.
Jay was performing. I happened to get a spot that night.
Yes, Jay did this joke about buying a cow's liver. I'll never forget that, but he went to lots of buy a cow's liver, put it in
dog.
Dop.
Check out this shit liver and one cow's liver. Yeah, that was hilarious, and that's a true story. But the thing for me though, that because I feel like there's this weird pressure in comedy about having to do, like performing for the comedians, where we feel like we have to push new material all the time. And while I agree that you have to change your material and it's got to be fresh, there's also, because for me, I did the same material for a long time, but what it did for me is my same 5 minutes that I started with, I eventually built up. It took me 9 years, but I built it up to my one-man show, because there's still some stuff that I did add from my first set that I did in my one-man show. But because I kept doing the same stuff, it kept growing and growing. My 5 became a 7, my 7 became a 10, 15, so on and so on. But at the same time, I also got to a point where I knew the material back to front. I knew where people were going to laugh. I know when people, like my whole performance, I know, which then gave me time to focus on my actual performance and not just, because now I don't have to think about what I'm going to say, because I know exactly what's coming. So then I can interact, I can engage, and that gave me the freedom to then go into the audience and start talking to people and questioning and commenting, which I feel is something that's where I want to be, is where I'm comfortable going into the audience. And if something doesn't work, I know I've got gags I can fall back on. So like doing the same material for such a long period of time gave me a confidence on stage. I don't know if it makes sense, but yeah, it just gave me a confidence on stage that
but I also find that like I would get annoyed with material. Like even like when you like, okay, I'm going to perform and I take out my notes and I read all the bits and I'm like, I hate these bits. I'm sick of saying this. I'm sick of saying that. And then you're like, I'm not gonna do this here. Then you add like another half. You keep that on the page and I add like 10 other bits. I'm like, I'm gonna do these bits and those are my backup bits that I normally do. And then as soon as you get on stage, you're like, hi everybody, straight into your routine that you normally do. And every time you're kicking yourself in your heart, and everybody's laughing, and you're like, nah, bro, that's not the bit you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But that bit goes into the next bit, and it goes into the next bit. The next thing you've done 15 minutes, and you're like, oh, that's my time. Thanks,
and you haven't made space for one of your new bits. And that's when you come off stage and you feel swag. Then people are like, no, but you killed it, bro. You smacked it.
Yeah, you're like, yeah,
I know.
They're like, this was arrogance.
It's not what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Hey, Gene Wilder.
Like, that's what I'm saying for Sunday. Like Sunday, but I literally have no idea what I'm gonna talk about. And I write like in a cluster, right? So I know that when I wake up, probably between tomorrow, Saturday night, I probably won't be able to sleep. Sunday morning, I'll wake up in that little space there. Something will have to happen. Because that's how my brain works. My brain goes, my man, you try to sleep.
Yeah.
There's something
You're one of those people that you need the pressure here.
Yeah,
like goiter. Just sitting on your shoulder.
Yeah. Every time I tell my jokes are actually, you're trying to sleep, right? People have tickets already. Like, hey, right, don't worry. They're like, no, my man, come on. They're laying in bed like, yeah, that's a dope one. Yeah, then I try to sleep like, hey, write it down. I'm like, okay, write it down.
You have to, because there's so many of those that have gone. Where you're like, definitely, this is too good an idea.
You can't never forget this.
I don't ever have to write this down. I've got it. It's locked in. You say it to yourself like 7 times.
Changer. It's a career changer.
Got it.
Everyone's gonna
wake up in the morning. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. Like this one, yeah. People are gonna look at me in the streets and go, this is all that dollars the thing about toothpaste. This is the same. Like toothpaste, come on.
That's when you're sitting on the toilet 9 in the morning, then you're just thinking, trying to trace your train of thought from the night when you're falling asleep. You're like, I got into bed.
And you can lose it right.
I started thinking about socks. And the socks made me think about summer, because I don't smoke socks in summer because my feet sweat, and then I was thinking about that cream I need to get for my toes, and then I thought about cream. Then you go all the way, you get to just before where the gag was, and that's where your brain cuts off.
And there's another one after. There's also another one after that you said, this one I mustn't also forget. This is not the main one, but I mustn't also forget this one. Then that one comes in from the back like, you're like, not you, bruh, not you. Go back.
How did I get to you? Egg salad from foot cream?
How did I get to you,
There's a middle bit that linked the two of you.
Yeah, bro.
Now it's still like a bridge with no edge where you're just like, hey.
I don't know what happens. Like I used to toss with a pen. I used to make sure when I go to bed, I take a pen and a paper and I used to put it over there. And then I just wake up as I wake up in the morning, I'm looking. I'm like, spaghetti socks. What is spaghetti socks now?
Dude,
I don't know what it even means.
I have a note on my phone that says pumpkin bunny. I think that note is maybe from 2015. It's been on my phone. It just says pumpkin bunny. Then I'm like, I tell you what? How did these two words even come together? Like, if people are out there making pumpkin bunnies, there's something wrong with you.
See, let me see. I can't even find notes in my phone. If I look through it, I can't even see.
It's ridiculous, bro. Because I also make a lot of notes, and then I go, because I use my phone, because I can't get through.
Have you ever tried to make eye contact with somebody who can't look you in the eye? Like, okay, what does it mean? Yeah, like I don't know where I was going with it.
Oof.
That's it.
No, I think I deleted Pumpkin Bunny.
Hey, I can't delete. I've always felt bad to delete. That's the thing.
I also felt bad, but then Pumpkin Bunny, I was like, this is too much. I've even tried to think about how to make it funny or what I could have been thinking about, and it's nothing. Then it just made me sad. I was just like
look, like some things that aren't like a meet and greet makes no sense because you can't meet someone without greeting them.
This is Richelieu. No, you can. Yeah.
I can't meet you and greet you.
This is Nicholas.
Richelieu. I greeted you. You greeted.
No, we didn't. It's like bodyguards can do a
They
meet
never
and
greet.
greet.
They never meet.
They just stand serious in the background. It's like there's this Tyrone, and then it just stays. He doesn't greet. And
but you know his name?
Yeah.
And he acknowledged
but he didn't greet.
He said
no, he didn't. He just gave you that death stare of I'll murder you and your whole family.
So but you've done so much and you've got so much to talk about, and I knew we were gonna run out of time. Let's talk about death, about dying, right? Like do you have a worst date, or do you remember your first date or your worst date? Which one is the easiest one to access for you?
My first and worst, actually. So like I said, I did those 2 spots in like 2007, whatever. I can't remember when. But anyway, I did those 2 spots. First one, I got on stage. I don't even remember what I said, but I smashed. And because it was my first time on stage, I only invited a select few people, like close, trustworthy people that are in my
honest feedback. Yeah.
When I came off, they were like, bruh, you are gone. Like Trevor Noah wasn't even a thing. I would have been, if I'd done that time, I could have been, but I wouldn't. The mental capacity, I didn't have that Trevor Noah mental capacity at that time. Like, so then all my brothers were like, yeah, you smashed. That was amazing. I'm like, cool, make a next booking, invite everyone, bruh. Everyone. Get there to the underground, no jokes, no plan, no laughs. Bruh, for 5 minutes, I died horribly with my parents in the room, with aunts, uncles, friends. I left the stage saying, you guys are a cuck audience. And then I walked off stage, bro.
Your parents are really doing this.
Yeah. Hey. Then 2 years later, I came and said, I want to be a comedian. Then they're like, oh, we remember. Oh, no. You know, when your parents just start handing out your CV to anyone they see, it's like,
we've seen this movie.
A very intelligent worker.
When your pal is the old lady, haven't you seen? You've seen this movie, man. It was Hi, man, we know this movie, but like that's hectic because now after that you must still hang out with your brothers that you brought, right? You must still chill there, and eat a beer with them, and like act like
everything's fine. No, but also at that time, because I didn't understand comedy, I was like, no, it's the audience. The audience. I still believed, even because there's those people. There are those people who perform and get one person that they came with to laugh, and then they come off stage and they're like, did you just see what I did? Did you see how I killed it? And they're like, no, your boyfriend laughed, your girlfriend laughed. Like, it's not.
Some people do that every week for like 5 years nonstop. It's like, yo, that was dope. Like, nah, that wasn't dope.
The thing is, though, there are those that have converted. Like for me, I think a big one is Tabiso, bruh.
Mhlongo.
Dude, right. I used to watch Mhlongo at the box. And there were so many times I thought to myself, my guy, no, man. Because he was just, like, he started out and he was okay. And then he went through a slump where every time I saw the bruh, it was like he was tanking. I don't know. And
maybe you're a zoo.
No, bruh. In the room is quiet. There were many times. And then one day, I don't know what happened in Mhlongo's life, don't know if he went to go slaughter, if he went to the mountain. I don't know what his story, but he came back. And since that day, he's like, even when I've seen him not do well, I haven't seen the old guy. Then I'm like, yeah, there is something.
You gotta find your spot, because some dudes, like a lot of people, they jump in. You just jump in and you do what's easy or what you've read or seen, or you know what I mean. You kind of emulate something.
What
and then like, okay,
people are gonna find funny.
Yeah, but like, I'm saying it works. But then you're like, I want my own part. That's not what I want to do. I want to do my thing. And when you do your thing, it doesn't work for a while. And if you're good, bro, you'll keep doing it and you'll figure it out. Like you're saying with Tabiso. Tabiso was hilarious. But now he's gotten to that point now where you trust him. And you see him like, this guy's funny. You know he's funny. There's like, you don't need to be like, hey, you need to watch this guy. Like some people they don't. Then you have to watch some people. Like, let's. I think we're gonna next time we must have name and shame. What about the thing that became a psychic?
Bruh. I have so many questions. I can't trust a psychic that didn't know he wasn't gonna be a good comedian. You want to read my fortune, but no,
you hated him because he told your jokes. That's funny. He was like,
we had a small in the beginning, but I found out and I spoke to him because I sent him a message and he didn't respond. Then that made me go and do the thing online and call him out. And then I spoke to him after that and I said to him, bruh, you did the thing. Don't stop. Because I thought he was funny at the stage. Like he had a nice confidence and energy on stage. But then later it just turned out to be arrogance, which was weird. But maybe it wasn't even him. Maybe it was a spirit that was speaking through him. Or maybe it was spirits.
I was like, just like, ooh.
Yeah, but because I said to him, I'm happy to book you. Because at that time I was still booking for Wednesday for the box.
And
I was like, but I'll put you on. And I said to him, the only thing is you're gonna come back, and now because it's a public knowledge thing, I'm like, the industry, the Owens are gonna tease you. It's going to come up. I'm like, as long as you're able to deal with that, you'll be fine.
And now you can't tease him. You tease him now as you're walking home.
No.
Feel like someone's stabbing me in the back. So when you planning? Are you planning on performing soon? What you think? When you're gonna? Am I gonna see you Sunday?
I think I might actually pull in Sunday. I don't have any plans for Sunday. I'm doing it. Yeah. I think I can do that. Dude, I don't know if I want to perform for the rest of this year. Actually, I think I'm gonna start off in next year. I wanna think about, like, I'm working on 1 or 2 projects.
That's how I normally feel around this time of the year. But like, this is the first time I'm like, no, bro. I'm bad. I'm hooked on the thing. I can't ignore it. I'm like, I want to talk to a lot of people at the same time. I want them to all be listening.
And I get that. Like, dude, I'm dying to get on stage, but I also don't want to get on stage and do the stuff that I've been doing.
That's what I'm saying.
During lockdown, surprisingly enough, I never thought about jokes. I never thought about comedy.
Me neither. You just reminded me of notes. I'm gonna access these notes. You just reminded me of the notes because I don't access notes anymore. So I got notes here. If you don't meet and greet, what? I'm gonna be on this. So yeah, but that's our time actually. We're going over time now. We've got DJ Sanks after this. Yeah, those that stayed, thanks for staying. The algorithms miss us. You can check our numbers look low, but we make our way. So thanks again everybody for tuning in. That's Nicholas Goliath. I'm Richelieu Beaunoir. I'll be here next week Thursday. Stay tuned for DJ Sanks with the night. Night music, I guess.